The new Volkswagen Passat has a special button which turns it into a luxury car. James, would you like a massage?
Oh, yes, please. Right there.
I'm not going to do it myself.
Oh.
I'm just going to press this. That'll cost you 50 quid, by the way. So this is the all-new Volkswagen Passat, and for the first time ever, it's only available as an estate car. They've also made it longer, giving it some new engines and some new tech, and we're going to check all of that out. So the range starts from £38,000. The R-Line, which is the top of 3 trims, starts from £43,000, and this R-Line with a certain engine we got, which once again I'll tell you more about later, is £47,000. Thankfully, you can save an average of £3,000 off the new Passat through CarWow. So let's talk through the design. In the R-Line, you've got a more aggressive front bumper to make it look sporty. The R-Line also gets matrix LED headlights as standard. It also gets this LED strip across the front of the car. You also get that on the mid-spec Elegance model. Moving down the side, alloy wheels start at 17 inches. These are the standard 18s for the R-Line, and I think they're big enough, though you can get 19s if you need more diameter. The R-Line also gets black bits of trim, though I think this car looks slightly better with the chrome trim you can get on the other versions. And moving to the back, well, actually, you can see it's a very long car. They're giving it more space between the front and the back seat, so you've got more knee room in the back, and we'll check that out soon. Here at the rear, it's all neat and tidy, smart looking vehicle. It's not in your face, nothing silly about it. Once again, being the R-Line, it's a bit more sporty in the lower regions, and it has quite a nice looking light bar. Overall, it's quite a smart looking car, this, well, for a practical family estate. The new Passat is quite nice on the inside as well. So Volkswagen have completely redesigned the dash, and overall I like it. However, there are a few things that are a little bit unnecessary. So being the R-Line, you get sort of like Alcantara effect here, and these LED lights just on this panel. It's got a sporty edge to it, and I just don't need that from my Passat, to tell you the truth. And you've even got sport seats. Nice seats, I like them, they're comfy, but I don't feel like I need them on my Passat. It seems a bit out of sorts. You do have this huge infotainment screen, and it runs Volkswagen's latest operating system. And look, I still find it a bit clunky, and look, it's not the smoothest, is it? And if you want to operate the climate control, you're still having to do it through the screen. So there we go, climate there, climate, where are you? There, come on, climate, blah, 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 blah. You do have the sliders there where you can alter the temperature quite quickly, and they are backlit now, which they weren't before, but still. I'd rather have some knobs, please, knobs. Anyhow, all cars also get a big digital driver's display, and you can configure the views and so on and so forth. You also get this multifunction steering wheel. Thank God none of these buttons are touch sensitive buttons. They are physical buttons, which make them easier to operate, and you don't accidentally knock them. In terms of the quality, well, yeah, the switchgear feels nice and damped, and I do like the fact that you have the gear select mode here, so it's up there, nice and easy to get to, rather than being something down here. Though I do feel that Volkswagen has tried very hard not to be like Mercedes, because Mercedes' solution is actually better, you know, just the lever. They're being contrary, I think. I do still like that overall. Another thing to note is the driving position is absolutely spot on, and there's plenty of adjustment in the seat as well. So you can jack it up, you can lower it down. Tall people, small people, they'll be fine. It's suitable for everybody. It's just a good range of adjustment and nice and comfortable. In terms of storage, look, I like this, a split underarm storage armrest thingy-majiggy. Not sure what this tray is specifically designed for, but there is a lot of room in there, and you've got a little strap, and you've got a 12-volt socket in there as well, should you require it. You've got your cup holders of different depths there, so you can pick the right one for your cup of coffee. And in here is your wireless charging pad for your mobile phone, and your 2 USB-Cs. Glove box, once again, nicely damped and lined with felt. It's an average size, it's adequate. Over here you've got some big door bins. Once again, wait, let me get the big bottle. It's lined with felt, so if you put things like your keys and stuff in there, they won't rattle. In fact, that's quite thick felt. It looks like Volkswagen are back to their usual state of business of having fine attention to detail and just making their cars very easy to live with. Let's check some other things out. Decent sized vanity mirror and scrimp there. The lighting up here is nice and easy to operate. You just touch it like, and it goes out when you press it. And this car also has an absolutely massive panoramic glass roof, which opens. It takes a while to open, but it's got quite a big opening. I like pano roofs that open. Anyway, shall we jump into the back and see if that panoramic glass roof has actually reduced the headroom, because they sometimes do. Here's more proof that Volkswagen is back. The quality in here is really good, and it extends to the rear as well. Plus I thought of everything you get. Look, blinds for your child, that's standard. You've got huge back windows which give you a great view out. and they go all the way down. Also, look, the armrest here, the cup holders are covered, so you don't rest your arm in them when not using them. And there's through loading, sizable through loading. We've got 2 USB-Cs down there as well. We've got pockets there so you can watch your phone like that. That's going to be hard to watch, but you get the idea. But the biggest thing with this car is the fact that the distance between the front and rear wheels is 50 millimeters more than before, and that means you have 50 millimeters more knee room here in the rear. Look at that, so much space. Look, it's like a limousine. Now, because it's an internal combustion engine car, you do have this tunnel here, which is for the exhaust and stuff like that, which means that the middle seat passenger, they have to like straddle it, but in the back there is enough room for adults. And oh yeah, that sunroof, does it eat into headroom? Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not the tallest, right? But people over 6 foot will be fine. I'm very impressed. Even the door bins here in the back, lined with lots of felt and are big enough for a large bottle. Another thing I really like about this car as a father is the fact that it's dead easy to fit a child seat. The Isofix anchor points are easy to get to, and there's loads of room to manoeuvre the child seat in here, even a bulky rear facing seat. One of the great things about this new Volkswagen Passat is that the boot is even bigger than before. So the capacity is an incredible 690 litres. Let's just say you can fit one adult male inside. Actually, is there room for you, James? Not plenty of room for you, James. And do you want to join us as well there, Lewis? Look, even Lewis can fit as well. Hello. We're not the comfiest, but we do fit. Enough nonsense. So you do have quite a lot of underfloor storage, like that. And if you want to, you can pay an extra 350 quid for a spare wheel. And I like this. Look, there's no low lip to lift things over. You can slide things in and out dead easy. Speaking of which, look, to fold down the rear seats, pull the lever. Just give it a pull. And look at the amount of space there. So if you've fallen out with your partner and you have to move out of the house for a bit while things calm down, you can live in your Volkswagen Passat. We've got look, hooks to hang things off. We have the obvious tether points, more hooks and stuff here, but there's also, come on, there it is, 12 volt socket. What's not so good though is that if you get the plug-in hybrid version of this car, the batteries underneath the boot floor means that the actual load capacity is reduced by 160 litres. And that brings me on to 5 annoying things about the VW Passat. Sometimes when you turn the car on, it can take ages for it to load settings. Yeah, it's annoying. I tell you what's also annoying, the voice commands sometimes just pipe up when you're driving along, and it's not as if you've actually given them a command.
What is the remaining range?
Cancel, clear, clear, shut up, go away. I don't need, what, go away. I have no idea why it does that. The sporty R-line seats are quite wide here, and the integrated headrest blocks your view if you're in the back. So if you want to see where you're going, you really do have to crane your neck around like that. And I'm the kind of person that has to do that because I like to see where I'm going to prevent myself getting car sick. The definition of the reversing camera is really low res, and it's made worse because it's displayed on such a big screen. You have to be careful when you take the car to a hand car wash that the person washing the car doesn't just lift up your wiper blades to clean underneath them, because you've got to remember to put the car into service mode. Service mode! Obviously you have to do that through the screen. There you go, now you can get them out and clean underneath. As with all new cars, you have speed limit warning and lane keeping assist, and they're default to on. So in this car, to turn them off, which you're probably going to want to do, you have to then press this little icon on the screen, then you have to get into list, and then you scan down and then toggle the one that you want, and then by that point you've crashed. It's not all negative though. Here's 5 good things about this car. So I love how the parcel shelf automatically retracts when you open the boot, so you've got easy access. Plus, it's relatively easy to remove, and it's not going to get yeeted because I can actually fit it underneath this false floor. There we go. There's Isofix on the front passenger seat, so you can keep your big baby next to you. Oh, lovely. Just like with a Skoda, you have umbrellas in the door. Look at that. Really handy on a day like today. That's probably going to cause it to rain. The USB ports can deliver 45 watts of power, which means, oh look, you can charge your laptop. You get adaptive cruise control as standard on all models, something you'd have to pay extra for if you're going for one of the premium German brands. I'm going to talk you through the engine choices on the new Passat. So I'll just pop the bonnet. This car has the 1.5 litre turbo petrol. It's the entry level engine and it's mated to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. It puts out 150 horsepower. You can also get this engine with a plug-in hybrid system, and there's two choices, 204 horsepower or 272 horsepower. Those also have front wheel drive and a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Now you're probably going to want to go for one of the plug-in hybrids if you're a company car driver. Reason being, they can drive over 70 miles on electric power alone, which means their CO2 emissions figure is really low. It's like 10 grams per kilometre. So you'll save some money getting those over a normal internal combustion engine version. But which combination of the Passat should you go for? So I've configured my ideal car. To find out what it is and the saving through CarWow, click on the pop-out banner appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or follow the QR code which is on your screen now. Want to sell your car quickly, easily, and for a fair price? Then head to CarWow to have over 4,000 trusted dealers ready to bid on it in an online auction. First, enter your car's registration to get an instant approximate valuation. Then, if you want to proceed, give us some more details and upload some photos, and we'll help you set a fair reserve price for your car. That's the minimum amount you'd be happy to sell it for. Once you've done that, we'll enter your car into an online auction. When the auction's over, we'll let you know the result, and the dealer with the winning bid will be in touch to arrange easy payment and free collection of your car. 93% of sellers surveyed said they got the price they expected or more through CarWow. The best bit is, it's completely free! I put a link in the description of this video and the pinned comment to take you directly to CarWow, where over 4,000 dealers are ready to bid on your car. Or you can just click on the pop-out banner that should be appearing in the top right-hand corner of the screen now. Alternatively, just Google "Help Me CarWow" and we will help you sell your car quickly, easily, and for a fair price. On with the video. First thing you notice when you drive the new VW Passat is just how relaxing it is to drive. So because this has the R-line trim, it has slightly stiffer sport suspension as standard, but this one isn't standard. It has the optional adaptive dampers fitted, and they get rid of that stiffer suspension and replace it with a better setup, which you are able to configure the actual damper setting, so you can go from super soft to sportier. I've got it in the softest mode, and oh my gosh, this thing goes over bumps extremely well. It's definitely worth paying extra for these. They're only £1,000 more, but they can transform the car. And anyway, do you know what? If you buy a Passat through CarWow, you can save an average of £3,000, so you can put some of that money towards the adaptive dampers, which just make it feel like a proper luxury vehicle, even though it's just, you know, a middle of the road estate. One thing that's not so good about this new car compared to the previous one is that the turning circle is slightly greater. It's 12 meters because of the extended wheelbase. Now, how does that affect the maneuverability? Well, I'm going to do a tricky U-turn. Right, well, I need my surround view camera, so I'm going to have to quickly go into reverse. Thankfully, the controller's there, so it's easy to do. And now it's popped at the cameras. Can I get round here? Oh, it's going to be close, but no cigar. If I was in a Mercedes C-Class, I'd have made it round, because this has a turning circle of 12 meters and the Mercedes is around 11 meters. That is a bit of a shame because it does affect the maneuverability of this car. Another thing that makes it a little bit awkward is the thick pillars there. They do create a blind spot, but that's about it. The view out the back window is really good for an estate car. Steering's nice and light, of course, and the brakes, smooth, progressive, what you expect. They're not grabby. The only thing that's a bit of a problem can sometimes be the automatic gearbox. It can be a bit jerky when you're going really slowly or shunting along in traffic. And there's another problem with it, which I'll explain in a moment. But just for driving around town, it is very, very relaxing. One of the things that helps it be relaxing is the weight or lack of it compared to, you know, electric cars. So this thing weighs in at 1.5 tons. The plug-in hybrids are about 200 kilos heavier, and I think that's going to affect their comfort, because the heavier a car is, you have to fit it with stiffer suspension to stop it leaning so much in the bends. And that's one of my problems with electric cars. Because of all the batteries, they're always super heavy and they just don't go down a road as smoothly as they would if they're just an internal combustion engine car and much lighter. This is one of the reasons why something like an Alpine A110, even though it's a sports car, has sort of a fluidity like a Rolls Royce, just because it's light and you don't need all that extra tech to like cope dealing with all that extra weight. It is refreshing to be in an internal combustion engine car. It takes me back to how cars used to drive rather than all these slightly stiffly sprung electric cars. Rant over. I'll tell you where this isn't as good as an electric car, and that's the response when you floor the throttle. Watch this. 3, 2, 1, go. See that delay? And now There we go, and that noise. So I don't think this automatic gearbox and this engine are the greatest of bedfellows. It just isn't punchy enough, this 1.5 litre petrol. And then obviously when you thrash it to get the performance out of it, it makes a bit of a noise. What I can't fault though is the economy. So on a long run, I averaged 50 miles to the gallon. You fill this thing up and you have a range of over 600 miles out of a tank. You know, this isn't even full and it's saying 540 miles. No range anxiety here, none at all. Though to be fair, this 1.5, I think when you're fully loaded with a family and a bunch of stuff in the big boot, it's gonna really struggle. And you know what? I think if you're a company car driver, you're not going to buy this car though. You're just not, because of the benefit in kind. Well, it's just going to put you off compared to the fact you hardly have to pay any tax if you have an electric car. But if you're a private buyer, there's no way I would have one of VW's or most people's electric equivalent to this, because the problem with electric cars is that you have to work around them, whereas with an internal combustion engine car, it just fits in with your life. You don't have to think about it. It's easy. There's no planning, charging stops and all that shenanigans and plugging it in at night. You can just get in and go, which is sort of what you want a car to be able to do. Another thing about an internal combustion engine car is that they are actually more fun to drive. So I'm going to put this into sports mode. Bit of a faff having to press a button on the screen and then look down. Much rather have a button that you just press. I mean, touch screen. Oh, there's that engine struggling again. Yeah, it just lacks a bit of torque really, this engine. But you know, you can go down a road as quick as you really need to. I can notice the dampers are a lot stiffer now. I'm not sure I'd drive it with them in this setting. I'd still keep it in comfort, but it will keep it flatter in the bends. And because it's not a super heavy electric car, it actually handles really well. It's all predictable, just grips at the front end, back end follows it as you'd expect. You can go along as fast as you ever need to, but I'm definitely getting out of sports mode because it's pointless. I've got to say, this is a great long distance cruiser. It's quiet, especially with the acoustic pack fitted to this car. The seats are so comfortable. You can just eat at the miles in this without an issue.
Try this. What is...
Sometimes this...
I'm not sure.
What's this all
Sorry.
about? Sometimes the car just chimes in randomly, like you've activated the voice commands, even though you haven't, and it starts doing this kind of nonsense.
Why not try this? What is the remaining range?
Cancel.
From ChatGPT, I'm here to assist you.
Clear, clear, shut up, go away. I don't... What? Go away. That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, so they told me.
Volkswagen says this car did 0 to 60 in 9.2 seconds. But I'm going to find out for myself using my specialist timing gear. I'm going to launch it. I'm in sports mode. I've got the traction control off. Doesn't seem to have launch control, so I'm going to sort of brake boost it, which isn't great with a dual clutch gearbox, but here we go. Look at that pull away. Awful. We're off now though. Quite a bit of noise. 8.6 seconds. That's all right. So then what's my final verdict on the new Volkswagen Passat? Should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it? Or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should shortlist the Passat. It really is a good all-round family car, super comfy, nice to drive, economical, very spacious. It's a bit of a shame that the infotainment system is a bit fiddly and the Skoda Superb exists, which is probably better value. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to watch some more videos, click on the video windows. And if you click on the CarWow logo, you can go to CarWow to sell your car the easy way and have dealers all across the country bid on it to get a great price. Thanks for watching.